Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I want to break down what could potentially be your opportunities to buy a home in the very near future in Katy, Texas. I'm going to be breaking it down by zip code. Katy, Texas has 4 separate zip codes. I'm going to take a specific home size. I'm going to chart it across all 4 zip codes. And we're going to take a couple of things into consideration. Number one, we're going to take a 6% interest rate, although that is probably not what most people will have. Remember, that's based on the mortgage rates that are being offered and your personal credit score. Number two, I'm going to be taking a 2 to 3.5% tax rate to calculate these monthly payments. Again, that's going to depend on what neighborhood you land. Some zip codes are more expensive than others. Some zip codes have higher tax rate neighborhoods than other neighborhoods. I'm also going to calculate about an average of $1,000 to $1,500 per year for HOA dues. Again, this is different across all neighborhoods. And lastly, homeowners insurance. We're going to calculate a $2,200 a year payment. Again, check your scores, check what your payments would be. This is going to be very different for everyone, but this will help you maybe get a sense of what price trends do this year, 2025, as I'm going to be doing this exact video once a month to make sure that you can compare, go back to the old one and compare which way the market is heading. So we'll start with the basic home size. It'll be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600-ish square foot home. The age of the home, again, will vary by zip code. How much land each home has is going to vary by zip code. I'm just taking averages. These are not specifics in any way, shape, or form. Just so you have a sense of what each individual zip code is doing, I've put together some other data before we get into these monthly payments. If you were to shop in 77449 right now, the available homes range anywhere from 240,000 to 550,000. Again, the sizes all vary. The most common sales prices that we are seeing are between 290,000 and 330,000. Those 500 plus, 400 plus $1,000 homes in 77449 are very rare. The most common price range of homes that are actually sold in 77449 are between 280,000 and 300,000. So that right around the $290,000, that's the sweet spot. That's what I want to base our monthly payments on. We're going to take a $300,000 purchase. We're going to apply all the tax rates. We're going to apply the HOA dues, all the other things that I mentioned. And we're going to give you three different breakdowns. I'm going to look at a 3.5% down payment, a 10% down payment, and a 20% down payment. The 3.5% down payment is going to have PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. The 10% is also going to have it, but the 20% is not going to have it in the monthly payment. So if we're looking at a 3.5% down on a $300,000 purchase, again, this is 6% interest rate, which likely most people are getting high 6, low 7. So double check with your lender. You're looking at a $2,750 a month payment, and that's everything included: taxes, insurance, principal and interest, and HOA dues. At a 10%, the difference is not that great. It's about $100 less, at about $2,640 per month. And putting down 20% and taking off the private mortgage insurance, you're closer to a $2,250 payment. Again, I want to stress this, that everything is going to be different for every person. Now, if we look at it, 77450 zip code, available homes are ranging between 250,000 and $1 million. This is a very, very wide range to shop in. I will tell you from personal experience, because I do live in this zip code, the homes are mostly older. So you're shopping for size, really. Age is not a huge difference in the zip code. Most of the inventory that's available is around the 360 to $420,000 range. The homes that sell the most are typically in the $350 to $390,000 range. Now, again, this is all in the past 30 days. Markets do shift, things can change. So we're going to take, for this zip code, let's take a $350,000 purchase price at 3.5% down. You're looking somewhere in the $3,200 range monthly payment with your HOA dues, your taxes, insurance, principal and interest, and private mortgage insurance. At 10% down, you're barely reducing it by about $200 per month at about $3,050. Again, remember, this is 6% interest rate that you're typically not going to get that. It could and probably would be much higher. Then we go down to a 20% down, and then you're in the $2,600 range with all those payments minus the private mortgage insurance. Now let's move on to Old Katy. Old Katy is a 77493. Here's what I will say about Old Katy. Old Katy has not just the older homes, the downtown Old Katy, but it also has a ton of new construction, more so than the rest of the Katy area combined. And it has not stopped. So again, the tax rates are going to be a little bit higher on this side and the next one that I'm going to show you are going to have the highest tax rates. So you have to pay attention to this because it is quite the jump. 77449, 77450, you're looking anywhere between 1.9 and 1.8 all the way up to 2.5, 2.6. You might have some 3% tax rate neighborhoods, but those are in the minority. So 77493, you're looking at homes are available between 260,000, which are very small new construction or very small old homes available in Old Katy, all the way up to 3 million, which are typically either large new construction estates in places like Cane Island, or homes with lots of land in Old Katy, what used to be way past rice fields. The most common price range available right now is in the 375, 440,000, somewhere in there. So the most common sold is going to be right around 360 and 400. And again, a lot of these sales are new construction. A lot of people don't. Another fun fact, people retain their homes the most in this zip code and 77450. So if we move on to a 3.5% down payment on one of these homes, and of course you're going to want to pay attention to what the FHA guidelines are for the upper limit. I'm going to base all of this on a $385,000 purchase. So we're looking at about $3,800 per month. Again, interest rates are going to be different. Tax rates are going to be higher. You have the PMI. We're calculating the same homeowner's insurance. So keep all of these things in mind. It's going to be very different for you. But I want you to get a sense of the differences in the down payments and the differences in prices in each part. And over time, I want you to see how it progresses, because I believe in 2025, we're going to have not a downturn, but I think prices will come down a little bit more to make it a little bit more accessible for people, but that remains to be seen. I think, yeah, so at 10%, you're looking at $3,600. Again, that 3.5% to 10%, not a huge difference. But I use those as examples of what people commonly use, the 3.5%, 10%, and 20%. You can put in however much you want, unless you're using a specific program that you need to use a specific amount of down payment. And then at 20%, again, without the PMI, you're looking at about a $3,100 a month payment with everything included minus the PMI. Again, This is going to be very different for everyone. Everyone qualifies for a different interest rate. And lastly, let's look at the most expensive area, which is 77494. Right now, you have homes available between 320,000. So we've left the 200s, 320,000 to 2.7 million. And there's a few listings that are like 8 million, 9 million. Those are outliers. Those are like large land people are holding on to. You'll likely see a developer buy those or something like that. Right now, most of the listings are in the $450,000, $520,000 range. Again, huge jump. Most expensive part of town. The most commonly sold are under 500,000, 420 to 500,000. If you're looking at a 3.5% down, again, keep in mind if you're using 3.5% down because of FHA, you have to search what the limit is. I'll put it here somewhere. You're looking at 3.5% down. You're looking at about a $4,400 a month payment. 10% down, you're looking at about $4,200. And with 20% down with no PMI, it goes dramatically all the way down to about $3,500, $3,600 a month. So again, this is not set in stone. These are not the numbers that you're going to get when you get qualified. Everybody is different, but I want you to see, first of all, the difference in all 4 zip codes. And secondly, I want you to watch this and then watch the one next month to see how things have changed. If you have any other questions or there's anything that I'm missing or something that you'd like to see in the next video, please put it down in the comments. Subscribe, like the video, share it with someone you think would really benefit from it, and we'll see you on the next one.